Madam Timer, I would like verbal cues if I could, please. I will not be able to see you while I'm giving my speech. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the mid-year DC Point Check Club Perspective Views of where we should be and what to do about it. First thing I would like everyone to remember is that you are not in this alone. Here is my contact information. If you have questions on anything that I give out or any information I give out, please feel free to contact me. I prefer that you call me. It gets a faster response. Just don't call me between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m. That is when I happen to sleep. Where should we be now? We are at the midway point. There are 10 goals that are possible, which means at the midway point, we should have 5 of those goals met. There's the other side of the coin is the members. And according to our DCP board, we should have 8 members, which means your club should now have 4 members. 5 DCP points and 4 members to cover both sides of the DCP scoring system. I am going to go over the ABCs of the Distinguished Club Program from a club perspective. I expect to be covering the what's and whys, the DCP goals, a club's DCP report, and go over the very basics of a dashboard. So if there's any new officers, this is very helpful to you. If there are old officers, this review will put things into perspective for you. We have the District Recognition Program. And what it is a measurement for club quality. It goes over every time that someone completes a level in their pathways, every time an achievement is achieved through level 5, and most recognized, of course, is the DCP program, the Distinguished Club Program. Now, everyone's going to sit there and ask, well, why do I have to follow this program? What does it mean to me? Everything is about metrics because it's the only way that the district and Toastmasters International can measure how healthy your club is. And they look at the DCP board, the dashboard for your club, and that's what gives them the answers or gives them the beginning of the questions they should be asking in the event that your club needs help. The 2022 DCP goals, there are a total of 10 goals. There are educational goals. Those are numbers 1 through 6 on the dashboard. There are membership goals, number 7 and 8 on the dashboard. Training goals is number 9. Administration goals are number 10. You will see what these are when we go over the dashboard. In order for the educational goals to be met, level 1, you need to have 4 in order to get a level 1 point. For level 2, there are 2 of them. You need 2 level 2s that are achieved. For level 3, you need 2 level 3s. For level 4, 5, or DTM, you need 1. And then you need 1 more, level 4, 5, or DTM to get another point. It is important to remember that if you are in a club and you give a level 1 to that club, the next level 1 in the same year, if you put it towards the club, is of no value point-wise for the DCP program. You can get 1 level per person per club. So it's important to think about this as you're moving forward. If you're like me, you're in 14 clubs, it doesn't matter. I can be doing all 10 pathways at the same time and do level 1s across the board because I just give them to different clubs. But not everyone is as sick as I am and decide to be into 14 clubs and go bonkers trying to do things. There are different memberships and training for and administration goals. These have not been changed since 2019. These are all the goals from number 7 to 10. We will go over all of these in depth when we get to DCP board. Now the report. A lot of people ask, how do you get to the report? There are multiple ways of doing it, but since we're talking at the club level, I will tell the officers how to do it from a club level perspective. The first thing that you want to do is you want to go into Toastmasters International. You want to log in. You want to click on Leadership Central. Then you want to click on Club Central. This is the source for all club management for all the club officers. You can add members, you can do the club roster, you can submit awards, you can do just about anything that you can think of in Toastmasters for a club that needs to be reported, and it's all done from Club Central. In this particular case, we're going to be talking about the DCP report. So you would want to go here to the club membership or to the Club Central section for the particular club, and you'll see down at the bottom right-hand corner there, it says Distinguished Performance Report. That's the part that you would click on. It is my understanding that all club officers have already received a copy of their club reports. Is this correct? Does everyone know where those are? We will be going over these in depth, so I hope you have your copy available. I will be sharing one later on to go through the pieces.
There are two people that do not have reports, Jim. Julio and but maybe use Julio's club to demonstrate.
Okay. So this is a basic report, right? This is what it looks like, the upper half. Now, it's important that you understand there are two parts that go for the DCP section. If you can see my arrow here, there is the membership portion and there is the goals portion. This membership portion is important. It shows what you started the year with. This particular case, this club started with 8. It shows what you're required to have as a minimum in order to be eligible for DCP points. And this is what shows the current number that are registered in the club at the current moment. And then over here is a list of the goals. You need 5 points to be a distinguished club, 7 points to be a select distinguished club, and 9 points to be a president's distinguished club. Now, how do you get there? How do you get those points? There's a lot of clubs that are out there that do things willy-nilly and they fly by the seat of their pants. However, Toastmasters International came out with a thing called the Club Success Plan. And inside the Club Success Plan, there is a Distinguished Club Program Roadmap. And as club officers, you can identify what people are working on what levels and who you expect to achieve what goals within the Toastmaster year. And you can lay out based on dates and times of what the person's or the members' goals are as to what they're going to achieve, so that you can sit here and see whether or not you're going to be select or distinguished, select distinguished, or president's distinguished. This is a very, very helpful goal setting tool for all clubs. At the beginning of the year in Division A, I know that the Division A director went through all the clubs. He had different training on how to do the club success plan. He helped a multitude of clubs build their club success plan. If you haven't had one built, I recommend that you get one done as fast as possible, because half the year is already gone. The club executive board obviously plays a key role to the development, the implementation, and the modification of plan activities to ensure that a club is meeting a set of DCP goals for the year. As club officers, it is up to you to make sure your club is moving forward. Club officers set the pace and the agenda for the club, for the members of the club, and to help make sure that all the members reach their goals. Okay, so we were going to do a review of a sample report. Let's see, I need to stop sharing this one and come, okay. How do we get to stop sharing? I'm going to stop sharing this one and share, let's see. You guys can see my screen? Yes?
Yes, we can.
Okay. And whose club were we gonna go look at?
Who does not have their dashboard? Julio's not here, so. Who does not have their dashboard? And we can look at your club.
Anyone from Division A in these clubs? Anyone want to use their club as an example? I can't see you, so please just speak up.
Gift of gab.
You can use mine if you want.
Or mine.
Okay, and the club name?
Pro Talk.
Linguistic links. It's in F1.
That would be good.
F1 linguistic links. Here we go. Awesome, thank you.
Just so you know, that is a UC Merced club for students. A lot of them are graduate students.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. You can see here what we were talking about earlier. This is the base, which means they started the year at 14. Since they don't have 20, they're required to get 5 more than the base. The base was 14, plus 5 is 19. They need to have 19 members in order to be eligible for any of the distinguished, select distinguished, or president's distinguished designations. At the same time, right now, at the current time, they have 11 members. And we were talking about the goals to be met. And you can see here that they've met one goal. So they've done the administrative work here. We are currently in the training sections. They need at least one more officer trained. And we were talking earlier about the education. So you wanted 5, there are currently 0. And for new members, you wanted at least 4, they have 1. So they need 3 more new members. Now, there are different things that you can do in order to make this happen. I just wanted to show this so that you guys can see a live piece of what this looks like. Does anyone else want to see their club before I stop sharing?
Yeah. Hey, Jim, how about this? Could you take a look at the High Desert Toastmasters?
High Desert Toastmaster, that's A4, correct?
Yeah.
A4, High Desert Toastmaster. So High Desert Toastmasters started with a base of 17. That was less than 20, which means they need either 20 or 5, right? So if they added 5 here, it'd be 22. So the requirement is 20. To date, they currently have 16 members, and they've met 2 out of the 5 goals that they need for the midpoint. What they've achieved so far is they've achieved all the administration portion. They missed 1 of the officers during the June-August section here. They have achieved the 4 members, so they've already gotten this part done, and they've achieved 2 out of the 5 educational points. So they have 2 goals already met. Here you can see what they're missing here. For level 1, they need 3 more to get this point. For this level 3, they need 1 more. to get this level point. You can see over here, it tells you what's needed in order to achieve. These are 0, 0, 0, 0, so they need 1, 1, 2, and 2. But you can see the status and it tells you exactly what you need in order to achieve these that are over here. So far they have 2 out of 5. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing here. And I'm going to go back to my presentation. Okay, why is this not moving?
Sometimes there are arrows. Are you using PowerPoint? There might be little arrows on the bottom. Yeah, bottom left. Right by the Toastmasters international name.
Yeah, it should have just moved. All right.
There it
Okay.
is.
There we go. So I have a spreadsheet that was built that shows, oh, I may as well just show this to you as well. Let me stop sharing here. Let me actually drop that spreadsheet for you so you have copies of it. Toastmasters, Division F, menu checkpoint. So I put it into the chat room. So you should be able to get a copy of it. And let me share the spreadsheet so you can see. Click on share and show the spreadsheet and say share. And you can see here, this is the list of clubs. So every club there that's in the district is here. So you would just have to find your club. At the midway point, you should have 5 educational points as indicated here. You should have 4 new members as indicated here. This shows your members to date, and this shows the members required in order to qualify. And obviously, the more green that you have here, the better off that you are. If you see something in red for your club, it means you're behind. And you can find your club if you download the spreadsheet. Stop share and go back to. Okay. Okay, why is it not moving again? Oh, man.
You had it split, and there were 2 arrows below the slide on the left-hand side.
Technical difficulties. You have to be smarter than the computer. Okay, so I built this spreadsheet, and the big question basically is, are you on track? It's a colorful way of seeing it. You can just look at it instantaneously, and you can see what needs to be done. There are adjustments that need to be made if you're behind. So the question comes out, what type of training is needed? For the club, do the base camp managers know how to do the base camp manager's job? If you need free toast help or speechcraft to make your club more effective, or maybe you need training on effective meetings or membership building. There's all sorts of different help that's out there, but the district doesn't know that you need the help if you don't speak up. Clearly, we're not mind readers. Just remember, my mantra is you are not in this alone. And I can't emphasize that enough. If you need help, ask for it. There is a plethora of people who are more than willing to help. Everyone wants to see everyone else succeed. You should take advantage of extra training that is being offered by the district. I know that there's a coach's corner for the coaches. I know there's officers training at least twice a year. There's makeup officers training, there's coaches, sponsors, and mentorship training. There's different trainings for other things throughout the year that everyone should be taking advantage of. I see the emails going out by the district all the time. However, when I go to the meetings, I always see the same people. As club officers, I highly recommend that you go to all these extra trainings, because the more you know, the more effective you will be as a club leader, helping your club and your members achieve their goals. For memberships, this is important because we're getting ready to come up to it. You want to renew your clubs on time. In order to renew the clubs and be a viable club, you need a minimum of 8 members in order to be considered viable. 12 members or less can have a club coach. If you remember the spreadsheet in the column where it said members to date, if it's colored orange, that means you're eligible for a coach. Any club that is eligible for a coach, I highly recommend that you get one. Charter strength is 20 or more. And it's important to remember that there are 3 membership drives done by Toastmasters International. There is Talk Up Toastmasters, which is going to happen from February 1 through March 31. There's Beat the Clock, which happens between May and June. And there's Smedley from August to September. Now, if all clubs reach for the goal of each one of these drives, which is 5 new members, so if all clubs drive to get 5 new members in each one of these membership drives, you would have 15 new members every year. You would always have a plethora of people. You'll always have more and more people coming into the club. So as people leave, other people will take over. You'll never have a membership problem if you always drive for those three particular 5 people in each one of those drives. So if you don't have a membership mindset, it's time for the officers to sit there and rethink membership, because it will keep your club healthy if you keep getting 15 members every year. Okay, there are questions and answers. If I have enough time, Madam Timer, how much time do I have? Madam Timer?
You are good. You're at 21 minutes.
Okay, so we have a couple of minutes. Are there any questions and answers I can answer here before we turn around and hit the breakout room? Anything that I went over way too fast that you want me to go back and look at? Yes, Clarisse.
I have a question
Yes, ma'am.
on the membership requirement number. Can you explain what is that? When does a club have to have that in order to, you say, to qualify? What does that mean?
There's 2 parts to the Distinguished Club program. There's the members, and then there's the goals. And at the end of the Toastmaster year is the point where everything gets cut off and reset. So at that point, Toastmasters International will look at what the status is, and they will award either Distinguished, Select Distinguished, or President's Distinguished based on that moment of time. So you would have to have that required number by June 30 of the current year. Any other questions?
Any other questions for Jim?
Hearing none, I give, oh wait, Brittany, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so, does all the club is going over the moments of truth?
I recommend that every club go through the moments of truth at least once a year. or hold on to or hold specific training during club meetings for the moments of truth so that all the members understand what the moments of truth are and how it helps the club.
Yeah, that's, yeah, because I had the webinar about moments of truth,
Yes,
and it's very powerful,
yes, it
Very-
is.
powerful training.
I agree. So
Thank
without
you.
further ado, I will turn this back over to the Toastmaster and we will go into the breakout sessions for the club officers while Clarisse does the area and division training. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Jim. And thank you for just really laying out the DCP training, the DCP reports, especially as we navigate through pathways and really start to become educated about what it takes. And Brittany, also for mentioning about the moments of truth, which is a way to put into action these moments of truth that form the roadmap to realizing Toastmasters' mission, envision, future, and core values. In a lot of these metrics that have been shared tonight. And also, Jim, for talking about membership, which really drives how we can pull together a team with enough members to fill the roles and have a full functioning club that helps each individual achieve their objectives. So we're headed now into the breakout room, and I assume others will stay for Clarisse's presentation. Is that correct?
That is correct. In fact, there are a few people who have not labeled themselves. And so I need to know whether or not you are an area division or district officer. I do know most of you, but if you could do that. And then Debbie, you want Brittany to go into the breakout room, right? You had texted me.
Yes,
Okay,
I've
she's
checked-
already,
I've checked- yes,
she's
I've-
already on that list because she
Okay.
labeled herself as a club officer. I'm opening the rooms.
I have some more on the list.
Good. Well, I will make sure that they're in there. Katie Weiner. Mary Allman. Yeah, I think I put all of them into the breakout room.
Okay. So the rest of this group will go on to listen to Clarisse's speech. Clarisse Kresser has been a Toastmaster for 7 years. She has served in all club officer roles throughout her Toastmasters journey. She served as area director in Division A in 2017 and 2018. In 2018 and 19, she served as Division A director, and the division earned select distinguished division status, which is really no mean feat. She has been a district trio member, and this year is serving as a chief, as the District 33 director. Tonight, Clarisse will provide an overview of the distinguished recognition programs for areas, divisions, and districts. So please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Clarisse Kresser as she gives a speech, the Distinguished Program Assessment for Areas, Divisions, and our district. Clarisse?
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster. And good evening, my fellow district leaders. It is so wonderful to see you this evening. And I'm going to present for tonight as our Toastmaster explained, the mid-year assessment and talk about the distinguished recognition program as it relates to areas and divisions, and a little bit about districts. So I want to make sure, can you see me? I'm a little munchkin here at the bottom of the screen. Okay, wonderful. All right, so what we're going to do, let's just take a deep breath because yes, we are at mid-year, but I want to be able to provide you as area and division directors a little bit more perspective as to what this program is, because it relates exactly to what Jim was talking about the Distinguished Club Program. What I'll cover tonight is, what is the District Recognition Program? What are the qualifying requirements? What are some of the things on the dashboard, the Distinguished Performance Reports, some basics about that, some resources, and I actually want to do a brief demo on the dashboard basics, so we'll kind of do like live. Hopefully my internet will permit me to do this, to show you as area and division directors how to access some information as it relates to your specific area and division. I want to add that this PowerPoint, as well as Jim's and any other resources, is available on the shared drive folder. I'll share that link a little later in the chat box. So before I start, let's talk about the District Recognition Program. I want to highlight that why we are in Toastmasters is because we are an education program whose mission is to empower individuals to improve their communication and leadership skills. That is why we exist. So any measurement of performance, so to speak, and how well our clubs do and how well our areas and divisions and our districts is based on the foundation of club quality and member experience to ensure that we are collectively, and especially at the club level, accomplishing our goal. So our focus on the recognition program is focus on club quality and member experience. The District Recognition Program, the foundation is the Distinguished Club Program. In other words, anything that happens at the area, division, and district level is based on the foundation that it has to happen at the member level, at the club level. So the District Recognition Program aligns with the DCP. The DCP is the foundation of that program. The District Recognition Program consists of distinguished area, distinguished district or division, and districts. And this should be a reference to you. There is a large book called the District Recognition Program. The link is here, but it has a plethora of information of detail on it that should be and is a reference to all of us as district leaders. But for tonight, I'm not going to go into all the minutiae of things. I want to give you the basics. Now, as a reminder, our district goal for 2021-22 is that our district will achieve Smedley Distinguished category for our district. What that means is that we're going to see a growth in the number of new Toastmasters in new clubs, as well as in our existing clubs. We need that for growth. We need that to accomplish our mission. We need Toastmasters, need people to take advantage of the benefits of Toastmasters. It also means that our goal is to charter one new club per area. That adds to the growth of our district. And it also is based on having the highest level of club quality and member experience as measured by the DCP. We need these things in order for us as a district to achieve Smedley Distinguished. As a reminder, the Distinguished Club Program, as you had heard from Jim, okay, the foundation is on the club. And everything that happens at the club level influences how an area performs, how the division performs, and how the district performs. Okay, so as you know, an area constitutes at least four to six clubs. A cluster of clubs constitutes an area, and at least 3 areas constitutes a division. And so you put these two things together, everything, like I said, the foundation of our goals is dependent on how the clubs do. So how do we do, okay, Distinguished Club Program, I know you know this just as a refresher. It's a report card, and the report card and depending on what number of goals a club achieves, earns them specific recognition. The lowest of the level is distinguished club. The next is select distinguished with 7 to 10 goals, and president's distinguished is 9 to 10 goals. So what our goal is of course, we want the highest level of quality. So according to this, the highest level of quality is a president's distinguished. So that's what we need to support our clubs in order to achieve that, to obtain the highest level of achievement for our clubs. Now, when we're looking at, let's now categorize now each distinguished recognition program. Now I want to talk about first the area. Area directors and division directors, but area directors, your area, in order to qualify for being a distinguished area program, you must first meet these requirements. You have to have no net club loss, and you need to submit your area director club visit reports for 75% of your club base. What does all this mean? I'll talk about that later. In a nutshell, you need to turn in your club reports on time by no later than the TI deadline, by November 30th for the first round and May 31st. We highly encourage area directors to submit their reports by the district deadline, which is the month before, but you need to meet those in order to qualify for the distinguished area program, much in the same way that clubs have to meet their membership base in order to qualify for the DCP. All right, so this is in that book. In order to accomplish the distinguished area category or select distinguished category or presidents, it's based on, you see this is club base, and we'll go over what club base is. You have to have at least half of your clubs in your area of your club base that are distinguished or better. That would earn you distinguished. If you have at least 50% of those clubs, plus you have one more distinguished club, you would go ahead and earn select distinguished area. If you did all of the above, and you chartered one new club in your area, you earn president's distinguished. All right, so let's talk about what we're talking about net club loss. What is that?
Yellow.
That means that there are no losses in club. You still have, you didn't lose a club during the year, before, based on the number that you started with, you did not lose any clubs during the year. That's what that net club loss means. When you're talking about the base, in a nutshell, it's the number of clubs that you started on July 1st, the number of clubs in your area. And all of this, you don't have to memorize. This is all on your dashboard report, which we'll go over. Now let's go with the distinguished division. Like the distinguished area program, you have to meet the qualifications. Again, you cannot have no net club loss. And again, the net club loss pertains to losing clubs losing clubs during the year. During the year. Then it's the same definition of club base. It's the same thing of the number of clubs that you started as of July 1st of this year. And you have to, for both the area and for division, and even for the district, clubs that are considered paid and qualify have to include the April renewals, because the April renewals cover renewals that go through from April 1st to September 30th. So you have to have that in order to count on your club base, but also for clubs in terms of their membership numbers to include those renewals. The same category, you could have a distinguished division, a select division, and a president's distinguished division. And so what it is, it's based on a percentage. For distinguished division, you have to have at least 40% of the clubs in your division for a distinguished division or better. Jackie, I have 9 minutes and 38 seconds on the time. For select distinguished, it's at least 45% of the division's base have to be distinguished or better, and you get the category of select distinguished. For presidents, it's all of the above. But if you charter one new club or you have one net club growth in your division, you categorize as a president's distinguished division. All right, so now the qualifying. Now, this is just a summary. In terms of a district recognition program, real quickly, what it means is the district has to do certain things. We have to make sure that 85% of our area and division directors are trained. We have to turn that report in to World Headquarters. And we have to submit our district success plan as approved by the DEC, by the district council. We have to do that in order for us to qualify for the district recognition program, and which we did. And I'm not going to go into the minutia of this, but in a nutshell, for a district, for the district recognition program, it's based on club growth. It's based on number of new members that are added to the district in new clubs as well as existing clubs, and the percentage of distinguished clubs district-wide. So in a nutshell, what it means is if everything is happening at the club level and we have as many presidents distinguished and you have a high-performing areas as well as divisions, everything will follow for all the levels above. So now, in terms of the dashboard, there's information on in terms of the dashboard that allows you as area and division directors to learn and to find out the data. Data is important for you to be able to manage and to triage in a sense and to help guide and your mid-year plan for your area as well as for your division. And so hopefully we'll have time for that to show. I think I have like 3 or 4 minutes. Resources. Don't forget club success plans, and there are even an area success plan and division success plan available on TI. Yes, the number of pages are huge, but we encourage you to take those plans, because even if you utilize certain pieces of it to tell you and use the charts to put the number of clubs that you have, there's some useful pieces in those plans that can help you identify those numbers of clubs that are distinguished, all those things that you can use that as a reference, and that we encourage you to use that as a resource. Now, to recap, the Distinguished Club Program is the foundation of how we measure our success of our clubs at fulfilling the mission, especially the club mission. We need to be aware of what club goals are and support the clubs in achieving those goals. We hope that all clubs are striving for Presidents Distinguished, but as area directors and division directors, we encourage you to revisit what the goals are for the clubs. Make sure that they still have the goal that they had that they told you in the first round. Remember that there are qualifying requirements, there are resources available, and I want to add that the district trio is making ourselves available for one-on-ones with each of you as area and division directors. To help you develop a mid-year planning session tailored for your area. You just need to contact us and email us. And I know you know what our email addresses are. And you pick the district trio member that you want for a one-on-one assistance. All right, so I think I've run out of time. Right, Jackie? I'm at the red mark.
Yeah, it would take a minute or two.
Okay, so if it comes up during the discussion, I am happy to show where you need to get your reports. In a nutshell, it's the Distinguished Performance Reports category. Use the different tabs. There's different tabs for the division and area. Click on that tab. It will give you your snapshot of your area and your division.
Go ahead and show us that. Go ahead and show us that. We'll take time out of the GE. Go ahead.
Okay, so all right. So if you go to the TI website, you do not need to log in. Okay, anyone can have access to this. You go to Leadership Central and you go to Distinguished Performance Reports. There are different ways to get to the dashboard. All right, so you get this worldwide thing. Just remember, you're in District 33. Luckily, we're in Region 2, so it's up on the top. You just click on District 33. And this will give you it'll take you immediately to the district. These tabs, district performance, division area performance, and club performance. These are 3 tabs. You can designate the date, but it's usually default when you access it, it's the current date. So this is the same dashboard that Jim showed. But for you as division and area directors, you click on the division and area tab. This gives you all the information within a bullseye view on your screen of how your areas and how your divisions are performing. So this will tell you things like your base. What did your area start off with the year in terms of number of clubs? What's the current status? in your area and how many have achieved so far distinguished status. It tells you all the, whether your club visits were turned in, how many membership reports, their total number of club goals. That gives you all that information for all the clubs. The other one is, I want to go into club performance. This is particularly helpful for you as division and area directors. You want to know the specific goals that they've accomplished and how many members do they have to date and their base. This club performance tab gives you that information for all your clubs. Tells you the education, all the goals that they've achieved. These are 1 through 10 for the DCP, number of goals, how many members they have to date, and what are the number of clubs or members that they started during the year on January 1 or July 1. Remember that it's no more than 20 that they have to meet or plus 5. So if a club has, like, say they started with 26, the most that they need to meet their meet the DCP requirement is, what's the magic number? If the club like Reach for the Stars has 26, what is their membership requirement?
20.
All right, exactly, 20. So this club has 14. It's 14 today. It does not include April renewals. So we need to support our clubs to make sure that they have their continued membership renewals for April, so that they can, and recruit any other new members so that they can get to their 20. And then one last is, no matter what tab you go to, you can export this table into a CSV, or you can convert it into an Excel file. So you can download this division and area performance. You could do your club performance tab and export it and download it onto your computer. And if you are, you can manipulate it to what you need to do whatever sort that you need, but it's available, downloadable, or you can view it. All right, so I think that's, I don't want to take a lot of the time, but I hope this was helpful. As Jim said, you are not in this alone, but don't forget, our goal is Smedley Distinguished, but don't just think of the numbers. We want quality clubs. We want quality clubs. We want a quality club experience, and we want members. We want more members to experience the benefit of Toastmasters. So please don't forget that whole piece of why we're doing what we're doing. It's about promoting excellence, spreading the wealth of the benefits of Toastmasters. And we are confident, I'm confident, we can achieve this goal of Smedley Distinguished. We can. So back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.